How is Harness helping customers achieve control of their software release processes?
So with feature flags specifically, where it fits into the SDLC is giving teams control in production. So if you think about how CI/CD works today, you have full control over how you build and test things. You have full control over how you deploy things, but those are both internal. Once that code actually goes out into production and gets in front of customers, what happens when something goes wrong? Let's say you delivered 10 new features in the latest deployment. What if one of them goes wrong and causes a production outage? Well, without feature flags, what you have to do is you have to roll back that whole deployment, the 9 good features and the 1 bad one. What feature flags does is it allows you to wrap each of those individual features behind a flag. And when one of them goes wrong, the 9 others can stay in there and you can just turn the one off. What that's doing for our customers is it's not just providing control, it's allowing them to, one, feel just way less stressed and feel like there's way less risk involved in a deployment, and two, it's really allowing them to move faster, which for a lot of them is a form of control, being able to dictate exactly when things will go out, how they'll go out, how quickly they'll go out.
Yeah, that's awesome. So, what about some of the features of feature flags?
So with feature flags, there's the basics, and this is what we see with 80% of our customers who build all of this in-house. They want to make sure, which Harness feature flags includes, that there are basic flags like booleans, either the thing is on or off. They have multivariate flags, meaning that, hey, instead of having 2 versions of this, I can have 3 versions. For example, if you're doing like a free trial for customers, you can have a 3-day free trial, a 10-day free trial, and a 30-day free trial. And the biggest, most important one is being able to actually target users with variations of the flag. So those are the things that all of our customers are looking for, and a lot of them build themselves. Where Harness is special is, one, with the concept of progressive delivery. The idea that you can define in what's called a Harness pipeline, here is exactly how I want this thing to roll out. I want it to go out to, for example, 10% of my users. I want to go through a set of verifications to make sure it's performing as expected, then roll it out to 25%, do the verifications, 50%, all the way up to 100%. Really powerful concepts that really ties into the ability for our customers to automate and create templates around specific kinds of feature releases. And this is something that they're not able to do when they build it in-house. It's all very manual. And what Harness brings to the table is the ability to automate and templatize. How do you do a feature release? The other really cool feature that our customers really latch onto is the idea of flags as code and really creating a powerful developer experience. So devs don't have another tool and another UI that they have to go and deal with. They can actually use a GitOps flow and use YAML to do all of the management of the flags in code. They can use our APIs to define, here's how I want this thing to roll out, here's when I want it to be on and when I want it to be off. And devs can just work in the same exact workflow they're already used to, rather than having to layer on another tool, which other non-technical folks can use, like customer support or product management or even marketing and sales teams.
Yeah, that sounds like a much more modern approach to releasing software. And it sounds like it scales and it's repeatable.
Mhm.
One of the questions I have is around governance. How do we deal with governance as it relates to this kind of feature management?
Yeah, so that's a Harness specialty, governance. And so what you're able to do is, and we kind of have to talk about for just a sec how, because Harness is a platform, you're able to put CI, CD, and feature flagging together as an end-to-end build to deploy to release management sort of thing. And so one thing that we have is we integrate with Open Policy Agent through Harness Policy as Code. And so customers are able to create 2 levels of governance and enforcement with feature flags. One is at the global level, where they say, hey, every single feature release has to meet these criteria. It may be, how do you name a flag? What are some standard policies around, has it been verified or approved by these people? That sort of thing. And then you can also, taking the concept of the individual pipeline and the templates again, you can create essentially localized policies saying, for, hey, if we're doing an infrastructure change and we're putting that behind a flag, it has to go through the global policy and then these specific other sorts of policies and approvals and whatever other sorts of governance mechanisms there are. And you're able to apply that at a localized level too. And once that's tied in with CI/CD, now you're able to bring that all the way back and say, okay, we saw this was good in CI, we saw this was good in CD to the point where we deployed. Here are the places where if these features go wrong or something goes wrong, hey, maybe you don't want to just turn off one or two bad features. You actually do want to roll back. And you can set all of those policies in Harness.